Howdy. Alright, this next video, just going to show you what I've done to rig up an air pressure testing kit, and hopefully try and demonstrate it. And yeah, the whole idea is to pressure test the loop with air and see if there are any air leaks. If there are no air leaks, then the theory is that there will be no water leaking out. A whole lot safer than putting water in and checking for leaks, which is what most people seem to do from what I can gather. But you know, I spent a hell of a lot of money on this equipment, and it's the first time I've done it, so I want hopefully to have some more guarantees that I'm not going to get any nasty surprises. So anyway, this is what I've done. Had a look on YouTube and see what other people might have done, and then went to Auto Mechanics store Repco and got all these bits and pieces. So first bit is this is a slime tire pressure valve, or gauge, tire pressure gauge. So this one in particular, you don't need to press it down onto the valve for it to register pressure, so that's why that one was chosen. About an inch of tube. It's the hosing that you find in cars. A couple of barbs here. So these are the same 1/4 inch threads that will fit into where the standard fittings will fit. So one of them will have the valve and one will have the gauge on it. Tubeless tire valves. Just this, standard tire valve that you get, tubeless one. Some of these hose clamps, and some of this white, I guess, plumber's tape, some blue tack, and obviously a pump. And I'm gonna put this together, and I guess I've got the pulled the pipes out of this now because I'm finishing those off. But this is a closed loop, so if we have one valve there and one gauge there and pump that up, that should be sealed. So we'll see if it works. Alright, so first things first is to actually put this around here. That fits really nice and snug in there, and we can do up. Nice and tight. Cool. The other end goes onto this barb. Better put the other clamp on there. push that in. As far down as we can get it, which is pretty much right at the end. And again, let's just tighten that. Alright, so that should be nice and tight. One part done. Then grab this tubeless valve. Now it's hard to see, it's quite fat at this end, so I actually to get, I suppose, a flatter surface that this can clamp onto, I just got a Stanley knife and cut those bits away, and so now it's kind of a bit of a flatter surface. And this, let's put that on there first, and that fits on there. Tighten that up. Should be nice and tight there. Just going to put a little bit of blue tack because it's not the longest. Just it doesn't go too far into the valve. Just going to put a bit of blue tack just to make sure that it's sealed. Alright, that's our inlet valve. And then, let's move this out of the way. White tape around this thread. scratch that. That obviously didn't work, didn't go onto that barb enough. Make sure that that actually grips onto something, onto the end of the barb. Let's try that. Seems to not be gripping. Not too pleased with that. I might I've got a bigger clamp. Alright, see how that goes. Again, just going to put some glue tack around there. Try and seal it as best I can. Now, there's always a chance that this stuff will leak air and not the loop as such. But I mean, that's why I'm trying my best to seal that, to minimise that. If there's a little slight leak, it could be this. Alright. I'm not going to do this too tight. It's got a bit of a tape thread on it. Yeah. And again, blue tack just to try and seal. Because there's no rubber O-rings, you know, and that are going to be compressed like what we see in the fittings. Just trying to use this blue tack to kind of seal it further. So, you can see here, we can see a gauge. Open this up. go. Alright, so that's my Jimmy rigged air pressure testing kit. And actually just looking at that, maybe a very, very small leak somewhere. It's very slow. I would say it's probably got to do with what I've rigged up here. Otherwise, what we can do to test is actually get some washing up detergent and put it around each of the seals here, and watch for where any bubbles come out, and that will pinpoint where the leak is. Looks like I've got a little bit of work to do to try and get that airtight, but that's the whole idea. So hopefully you find that useful, and we'll see you in the next video.